Hey everyone, this is Steve, and I wanted to record a short video talking about stuff that's happening at the end of the semester here. The short second analysis, rhetorical analysis, the second grade participation grade self analysis, and the final, and the end of time, as it were. So in that order. So and I'm looking at the schedule right now in front of me on my computer. So you need to finish up and put us to draft of the second short rhetorical analysis assignment to the class discussion site by the end of the day on Thursday of this week. Now, I met with a few people last week, I guess it was, at the corner, or no, it was earlier this week. Yeah, it was last week. These last couple of weeks we're running together. Last week I met them at the corner to talk about this, and I just want to emphasize what I emphasized with the first one. The first thing you want to do is you want to pick a rhetorical theory that you found particularly interesting and juicy and fascinating, and that you understood and all that kind of stuff, and use that theory to apply to some sort of object of analysis. Don't think of it the other way around. Don't think in terms of, well, let me find something to analyze first. Think of it rather as a theory that you're interested in first, because it'll make it a lot easier to approach the assignment. By second half, I basically mean everything from stuff that we read about rhetorical situation on to the present. And again, same sort of parameters in terms of relatively short essays, 7 to 8 pages, give or take. Making sure that you're referencing materials from the class. If you want to reference things from outside the class, that's okay too, but the most important thing is materials from the class. I've set everybody up into discussion, and in the discussion area, I've set everybody up into peer review groups manually. You'll see that when you read the discussion. Bear with me, I'm a little bit unfamiliar with the way Canvas works in terms of these discussions and peer review. We'll get it all worked out sooner than later. But you want to finish your Google Doc draft of your short rhetorical analysis. Make sure that you're sharing it properly and post that to your for peer review by Thursday of this week. You want to finish responding for peer review to your peers by Saturday of this week. And I will do my best to follow after you and make some sort of comments between Thursday and Tuesday when it's due. It's not a lot of time though. And remember that the second short rhetorical analysis project is due by the end of the day on Tuesday, December 16th. Also, if you were planning on revising the first short rhetorical analysis, and no one's contacted me, so I'm assuming no one's going to revise. But if you were planning on doing that, you need to get a hold of me really soon, because we need to talk about that before. Okay. Also due on Tuesday, December 16th, is the second half of the semester participation grade. This works just like the first half. I want you to send me an email telling me how you think you did for participation, and I'll give you some feedback on that. Think in terms of timeliness with discussions, the depth of your contributions, responding to others, all that kind of stuff. And you can also just think of it very simply as, what did you do for the first half of participation? Have you built on that? Have you fallen off a little bit? And give me your thoughts on that, and I'll give you my thoughts on that by the end of the term too with a grade. Okay, and then the final is due on Thursday, December 17th, and I will post information about the final probably on Thursday of this week. Now, what's the final look like? Well, in past years, this looked a little bit differently than it may look this year. I haven't written the final yet, but generally speaking, I'll ask 3 or 4 questions, okay? The first and maybe the second question will be questions that everybody has to answer. And the third and fourth questions will have a few choices where you can pick one of the answers, or one of the questions, the prompts, to answer. Okay. This is a short final. In fact, the word limit on the first longer questions will be 600 words. And the word limit on the shorter questions will be 300 words. And it has to be under that word limit, or else I will stop reading. The other thing is, too, is that it's a little bit different from an essay, because in an essay, of course, you want to make your own arguments, and you don't want to, just dump in a whole bunch of citations and jump around and things like that. With the final, what I want you to do, actually, is I want you to demonstrate through a lot of citation, through a lot of connections to different readings, that you haven't, in fact, a level of mastery over the reading, and you've thought about it, and you've seen the connections and all that kind of stuff. In other words, the final is really designed for you to demonstrate how much you've read and how many connections you've made to the readings, and it's not necessarily to demonstrate that you're making a particularly artful argument, if that makes any sense. And we can talk more about like how that's going to play out in the discussion for it. The final really is an opportunity for success. I mean, if you've done the reading and if you've thought about it and if you've read what other people have said about the reading this semester, the final is going to be no big deal. Okay, and that's due on December 17th by midnight, which is the end of time for the class. Let me just say this real quick about the end of time for the class. You need to turn in the final to me, again, by December 17th, midnight, Michigan time, no later than that. When you turn in your final to me, I will turn back to you the grade and comments on your short rhetorical analysis, the second short rhetorical analysis. And you'll probably also by then have a grade for the participation grade. So really you'll have grades for everything except for the final, okay? It has to be in by December 17th, midnight, the end of time. Because here's the thing. After that, we're done! Time ceases to exist! We're sucked to a void, a black hole! It's the end of time! Ah! Scary, isn't it? No, seriously. So what I mean is that's when everything has to end. Okay? I'm going to turn in grades first thing December 18th. As soon as I get done commenting on them, hopefully people will turn in some of their finals a little bit before that midnight deadline. And then I'm done with the semester, you're done with the semester, we all go on our merry ways. So if you were to say to me, hey Steve, is there any way I can turn this in on December 18th? I would say, what do you mean? There is no December 18th, okay? So make sure that everything is all wrapped up and done by the time of the final, due midnight, December 17th. Whew. Okay. I think that's it for now. It's been a really interesting, great semester. I really enjoyed this class and this group quite a bit, and I hope that you thought good things about the class too. Hopefully, you'll write me glowing comments on the course review, which is available electronically. I have no idea exactly how you see the course evaluation at the end electronically, but hopefully, you can take a few moments to say hopefully good things about me, but also constructive things about the class. If you have any questions about the winter term, by all means ask. I will be seeing some of you, I think, in 516 in the winter, and I'll be seeing some of you around campus otherwise, and I'll see all of you online. Bye-bye.